everyone. Thank you for joining us once again here at Seafried and Brew. For this week's webcast, we want to go over the employment situation report that just came out this morning. This is a special briefing on this Friday morning. I'll be out of the office next week, so we won't have a webcast next week. So we'll see you on the 18th after this webcast. But for this week, the employment situation report. Kind of mixed signals here when we look at it. Overall, doing well with the number of jobs produced. We're at that 222,000 jobs in here being produced, increase from the last month. In fact, the prior 2 months were increased a little bit here, so that's a positive indication of the employment situation. When we dig a little deeper into the numbers here, what we find, we have about 361,000 individuals that entered the labor force. And because of that, we saw our participation rate actually go up to 62.8. So that's up 0.1% here. So we saw an increase in the participation rate. But since we had this influx of workers, but we didn't have as many jobs created, we saw that unemployment rate go up to 4.4%. So the headline unemployment rate up 0.1% to 4.4. When we look at some of the other numbers in here, as far as where the jobs were created, we continue to see the healthcare just churning out these new jobs. 59.1 thousand jobs in the month of June produced in that healthcare and social assistance. That is an ever-growing area in here. More of the high numbers here inside the job productions. Leisure and hospitality, 36,000 jobs. Professional and business services, 35,000 jobs. When we look at the goods producing, construction really took the headway here. 16,000 jobs, that's a huge positive. Last month we had 9,000, and then in April, 0. And in last June, 2016, it was 0 as well. So we're really starting to see these jobs start to pour back into that construction area, and that's a very positive sign, since that was the hardest hit as we went through the financial crisis. But overall, when we look at the average weekly hours and the earnings, weekly hours increased by 1/10 of an hour from 34.4 hours to 34.5 hours. So a slight increase in the number of hours worked. The average for the hourly earnings up to 26.25 in here. So that's about a 0.2% increase month over month, 2.5% when we look at it year over year. Last June in 2016, it was 25.62. However, those increases fell below the consensus that was projected just slightly, but it did fall below, and it's still below that 2.9% increase we saw back in December. So we're still a little disappointed with those numbers inside the average hourly earnings. When we look at the full unemployment rate down here at the U6, 8.6% for that unemployment rate, up 0.2% from where it was back in May at 8.4. So we saw some deterioration in there, but that's just due to the number of individuals that are still unemployed and entered the market here. We can see the variance between the U4, the U3, the 4.4, and the U6 at that 8.6 increased in here. So we saw that spread widen a little bit, but we're still narrowing down into the historical medians with the variance here. So that's what we want to see, is that variance between the U3, the headline unemployment, and the U6 start to narrow in here. And that's what we've been seeing over the past couple of years. That's what we have for you this week. Again, I'll be out of the office next week, so we will not have a webcast, and we'll see you back here on July 18th. Have a great week, everyone.